Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the next instalment of the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up series right here on the InterSim Esports Network. Joining me in the booth tonight is Peter Gretton. My name is Aidan Schultz. We're looking for a great round 11 tonight, Peter. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, g'day Aidan, g'day PJ and g'day to all the viewers, mate. MX5's at Lime Rock for a Friday night InterSim installment. Well, it's fun written all over it, mate. I absolutely love this car and track. I was split, and only just 51% of my brain and gut said to call this race. I was gonna get on track with them, but anyway, the viewers are gonna have fun watching this. Hopefully, the drivers more so. And it's going to be fun all around. MX5's at Lime Rock. You've hit the nail on the head, Aidan. It's going to be a good night.
Yeah, looking forward to tonight, Peter, and great to see you not drive actually to come up in the booth. But real quickly before the guys, as we see them finishing practice, we do have Sammy Haycock in the booth at the moment, and I believe he will be sitting in pit lane ready to take you for a lap around the Lime Rock Park circuit in the MX5. So, Sammy Haycock, have you got a copy?
I do.
Mate, take us for a lap around out of pit lane, around the circuit, and explain to the viewers from a driver's point of view what you're dealing with as you go around. The track is all yours.
Rightio, let's get into it. Completely new to this setup, so I'll get a bit of heat into the tyres before we start a flyer lap here. Nice, easy, couple right-handers through turn 1 and 2. Turn 3, a little bit trickier. Nice, fast right-hander onto the no-name straight. We've lost it. We'll save him. No heat. We'll be right. We'll get him back on the track and keep going. See what we can do now. I'll let Norman Clark past. Seems like he's on a flyer. Rightio, let's do it. Through the final right-hander and onto the fast main straight, down into turn 1. A little bit of grass, wide exit. Not necessary, but let's do it. Rightio, into turn 1, down to second gear. Try to carry as much speed through here as possible. Nice wide exit. About mid-track into turn 3. A little bit wide on the entry there, bit of a mistake. Through turn 4, onto no-name straight. Up into 4th gear before the little chicane. Down into 2nd gear. Use too much curb there. Onto our next little straight. Into our fast right-hander. A little bit of a lift here. Carry as much momentum as possible through there. Tap the brake here on entry. Try and get a nice wide exit for your run down the front stretch. Back into turn 1. Which will give us a good question. I didn't quite get the lap done there, but there you go. That's a lap around Lime Rock Park.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Lap around Lime Rock Park by Sammy Haycock in the MX5's. Thank you, Sam, for making yourself available to do that. Peter, there we go on a little bit of a lap around Lime Rock Park. But one thing I can say to Sam before he goes is less is more. Definitely less is more. Don't overdrive these MX5s around Lime Rock Park. But Sam, thank you for making yourself available. We'll let you get up into qualifying now, and we'll put you back up there, and best of luck for the race.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was good, Aidan, for Sammy to give his time up in the booth, and that was a pretty good lap. As that was the end of practice. We just move into the qualifying session. MX5's, you're right, Aidan, especially around here, less is more. So you're probably more beneficial if you do take a little bit of a slower entry into the corner because you'll maximise on your exit. And here at Lime Rock, it all just curves into one. It all turns into one. You stuff up on one, you're probably going to be buggered for the next couple. The as we see up on screen now, them uphill S's, that is paramount. That's where the speed comes for the straight. That's where it starts. You got to really get a good exit out of there through the right-hander, and then down through the very fast right-hander. It's flat for some people. Me personally, I can't get it flat. I just got to lift a little bit. But as Sammy tries to take it flat, I imagine, and he didn't do it. He was on a good lap there too, Aidan.
Yeah, most definitely. And the funny thing about this, Peter, is this is qualifying. We've moved into qualifying now, and Sam Katakazunos, as I've finally got his name right after 10 weeks, has shown a clean set of heels in practice at the front. So that's not a good start to his qualifying. They've got a 2-lap standalone 10-minute qualifying. So he's going to get one more shot at it. As we currently see, I believe that's Josh Micklemore coming onto the straight at the moment. So I could be wrong there, but yeah, Josh Micklemore. So Sam's going to get one more lap at it, Pete. Interesting to see if Sam's at the back at this one on a Friday night on InterSim Esports Network. This might switch it up, as pardon the pun.
Well, that's why we call it the Switch Up series, isn't it?
Yeah,
we
definitely,
switch it up
mate.
every week.
Definitely, and my apologies, viewers. I've just heard from PJ in my ear that was actually Billy Hickey that made that mistake in qualifying, so it definitely wasn't Sammy K. So we still got another 7 minutes here in qualifying on round 11 of the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up Series. But quickly, Peter, while these guys are going around and qualifying, we just need to let the viewers know what has transpired so far in the series. So it is a 12-round series. They do have 2 drop rounds. Those 2 drop rounds have already been calculated into the standings at the moment. So we currently have Josh Micklemore at the top, Michael Skurlock second. I believe Sammy K is third or around about there. And sorry, mate, just looking at stuff as I'm trying to talk. So Skurlock hasn't joined tonight as well. So in the last 2 rounds, it is double points, and we do not have any more drop rounds. So it is definitely all going to happen at the front, as we see Terry Marwood just go to the front there at the top. So really good lap there by Terry. But Peter, real quick shout out before we go into the race. We need to mention our amazing sponsors that bring this to the viewers. So TP Graphics, who has supplied all the free paints. We have been a little bit slow on uploading that, but with work and life balance, everyone from all the rounds, we will be doing those draws, and you will get your free paints. Also, Devon Stover's come on board from Short Shift Sim Racing Magazine. We couldn't get his logo on the broadcast because we've got so many logos at the moment. So really sorry to do that, but he's done a lot of stuff on the Short Shift Sim Racing Magazine to support us. Also, Voodoo Vinyls and Signs supplying all the trophies for this series, which is about to heat up. Vision Images supplying all the amazing images. We had an issue the other week with a replay, so we couldn't actually get the images to the viewers, so we do apologize for that, but we will have that done for this round. Also, Mayhem 4x4 Mechanical with the $100 to drivers for their iRacing credits so they can download content, etc. SimShed Broadcasting, who also does broadcasting, Abruzzi Australia, who's an importer of that. They're supplying a free set of gloves to someone as well. Locked On Lads, they're all involved as well through their podcast. We haven't given them a lot of content, purely, as I just mentioned, being very busy in work-life balance. So we'll get a lot of that stuff done as well. Virtual Motorsport Mentor, Chris Pennell, giving out a driver training session at the end of the series to a random driver. So we do thank all those sponsors. Without that, we would not be able to bring that to the viewers. And I'd just like to quickly just do a shout out to Paul Jackson there on the cameras, mate. Paul, seriously, thank you so much, mate. We're in round 11. It's hard to run a league, and let alone doing the cameras and bringing everything that happens in behind the scenes, mate. We do thank you a lot, and we look forward to seeing what InterSim Esports Network is going to bring to the viewers moving forward. So it is the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up series, but InterSim Esports Network is a broadcast, so we will be doing different things moving forward. So thank you, Paul, for everything you've done, and hopefully the viewers are liking what they're seeing as we are moving into the end of qualifying for round 11 of the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up series right here on the InterSim Esports Network.
Yeah, that was a good shout out to PJ. He does a good job behind the scenes as he's filling us in with a whole heap of information as we move in. Aiden, we've only got about 2 minutes left or so of qualifying. Three exactly now. Let's call it that. But MX5's here. We're riding on board. Can't even see who we're riding on board with.
Yeah, we're on board with Barry Neal, and it looks like Jason Martin's come in and having a run as well. Tristan Koch is in there as well. It looks like with the way that the qualifying scrutiny was, some people have not been able to bank a lap. So a very, very mixed up grid here, Peter, as we move into this round. So Sam, we're on board now with Sam Katakuzunos. So I told you I'd get it wrong. Paul spoke to me before this broadcast and said, don't get it wrong. And I just got it wrong. I expect him to be at the top, but we'll see what he comes out on in this lap as we have only 2 minutes left in qualifying.
Oh, he's definitely going to be strong, is Sammy K. He loves these cars, the MX5s, and he loves short circuits like this one here at Lime Rock. It's a fast and flowing circuit, and there's places in the track and around one lap where if you're only 1/10 off, it costs you, and you'll see when you get a grouping of cars, because it's not going to be spread out racing here tonight. I don't think it's going to be very close racing. You'll see a lot of position changes, a lot of lead changes. They can make it home, no pit stops. Just I think green racing. I don't even think we're going to see safety cars. It's going to be full on racing, but race control is going to be pretty relaxed, I think.
Yeah, it's all on iRacing. Definitely all on iRacing. It is all yellows on iRacing. So we are going to have a 30-lap race. It's not going to be fuel dependent the way that we've set up the car. We have set up the car differently. It's not the stock Mazda setup. So the guys are going to have to get used to that and what's happening as we see Sam now coming across the back end of the track into the final corner. He's got purple sector in the second sector, green in the first and third, so he's up. So he's definitely going to make his way up the timesheets now as he goes across the line, and that puts... No, sorry, that was, 102 flat. So, interesting for Sam. He showed a lot of pace in practice, and he's back there a little bit. So it's going to be a lot of interesting racing here tonight, Pete. I hope you got your vocal cords in check, because I think it's about to get loud. And there's 15 at the moment that have set a lap, but there's more in there that I think might have had a bit of an issue in their qualifying laps, as, again, Sam has a purple sector in his second. So I could be completely wrong here. People have waited late in their qualifying session, but Sam is not going to be able to get his lap done because we've only got, and now qualifying's finished. So it looks like that's the field that we've got for round 11 of the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up series here on a Friday night. Peter, you can take us through the grid when they come up, mate.
Well, that generally happens, doesn't it? That when it's when it's the session finishes is I've forgotten what I was going to say, but anyway,
right,
Martin, Koch, and Nankervis and Phelps. We got Clark and Fletcher. That's your top six. Semi Katakuzanos and Skilton, Terry Marwood, and Mickamore. Let you go, Aiden. I'm rambling.
Sammy Haycock out of P11, Barry Neal out of P12 as we wait for the thing to switch over. And then we have Phil Connor out of 13, Shannon Blackburn 14, Sean King out of 15. Peter, Peter, you're not actually racing. You must have done something in practice. Shannon Wright in 17th, and Billy Hickey rounding out the field in 18th here at the round 11 of the Intersim Esports Network Switch Up Series. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit in, get tight, strap down. 30 laps of hell in the MX5 as we are about to go green for the next installment in the Intersim Esports Network Switch Up Series. And I can't wait to call this, Peter. You can call the first lap, mate. It's all yours. Get amongst it. Let's go green.
Yeah, it's going to be a good. It's going to be a good start to the race. We assure you here, as you go down to turn 1, it's going to be interesting, and we go around through turn. The whole lap is going to be very close, and I think the whole race. We've got 30 laps. This is the Switch Up Series here at Lime Rock in the MX5's, live on the Intersim Network. So we all gridded up. It's quite a good show tonight here too, from Aiden and PJ. Put a lot of work behind the scenes.
Have a look at that. Have a look at that field, Peter. Great field here for the round 11, the Intersim Esports Network Switch Up Series as we're about to go green. I'll call them off the green. You call them for the first lap, Peter. We're waiting for the lights to go out. We are green and we are off. And Martin has completely stalled it. And he's gone nowhere off the start. No idea what's happened there with Jason Martin. So we might have to jump in with him later and have a chat and see what happens. But the guys are now navigating through turn 1. And Peter, you take us through the lap as I said you could.
Yeah, mate. They navigated around that stalled car very well. But as you move into that fast left-hander, different lines, different braking points. 3 wide, there's a slow car to the right there as we move forward. That was Tristan Kosh. As we move forward through that's another. Oh, look at this. Down here is another uphill chicane. Is another spot to take advantage. We're riding on board with the number 1, the position 1, Sammy K.
And Sammy K, I thought he must have had a blinder start because he was about the 4th row. Correct me if I'm wrong. He must have a blinder start as he takes a lot of curb through there. But, yeah, he has just gone, I'm going to lick the stamp and I'm going to send it. So I got no idea how he got up there so quickly.
Yeah, he is doing very well. We have a car back. I'm sure PJ is going to fill us in with all that. But I did see on my screens, Aiden, there was a car further back in that shot. But Sammy K, Kosh, Phelps, Clark, Marwood, that's your top 5. We'll go back and have a look at that. This is Sean King. This is last corner. Did he grab a bit of grass? He did. He did. He puts on the brakes. Oh, look at that. The cars get through well. You're going to see that. That's the first time we've seen it tonight happen on that corner, but it's certainly not going to be the last. The good thing for him, though, is the pit lane entrance right there. Not going to be ideal, but you grab a little bit of grass there, mate, and that's what happens. Yeah, it's definitely a very fast and committed corner.
You definitely do, and the old front end of the MX5 there looked a little bit worse for wear as we see Sammy K just stretching those legs out at the front at the moment with Tristan Koch right in behind him. Ruben Phelps doing a great job there in P3. Norman Clark doing an amazing job as well, P4. He's up there in the championship at the moment, sitting in P4, so this is a great result for Norman. Terry Marwood in P5, Barry Neal, Paul Jackson, PJ's teammate in other things, actually doing a great job up there in P6. Rob Fletcher, P7. Josh Micklemore, which at the moment, I don't know whether he's biding his time, but this isn't going to help his championship standings at all. Like we said, it is the switch-up series, different cars, different tracks. Some people struggle, some people don't on different things. So we're only 3 laps into 30. So, Pete, I'm not going to get too excited too early, but going to definitely switch up the championship at the end of this race if things end status quo as we see, which I don't think they're going to do.
No, well, moving into the back end of the championship, that's going to be definitely on their mind as we ride on board with Barry Neal. There's not a lot happening as it stands lap 4:30, or that's Barry Neal there. I thought he was going to have a look down into turn 1, but as they move forward throughout the race, you're going to see the different sorts of strategies, even though there's no pit stops as such. So we slip back to the field to Terry Marwood. They've started really fairly, really cleanly. But the last 5, I think that's where they're going to go because it's a long lap. Oh,
who was that?
Who's behind Marwood? I think that was Barry Neal.
Barry Neal having a big moment under brakes into the... We'll go back to the instant replay here. So it was the green car in front getting really loose into the S's there, or into the chicanes. And car 9's just taken a little bit of curb and got into Barry. Really unfortunate for Barry. He was a passenger and that, nowhere for him to go. So that was Norman Clark getting over the ripple strip and getting really, really loose under brakes. So unfortunate there for Barry. But as we said, there's one fast repair. He can get into the pit lane and hopefully get his car back up to the front, Peter.
Yeah, that's it. That's the good thing about it. Get in, get it fixed. Anything can happen, but it takes quite a bit of balls and quite a bit of commitment around some of these corners, even though they are MX5s. They are one of the slowest, or the slower cars in the service, but they're a lot of fun. So we're right on board with Ruben Phelps. But if you hit them hot dogs, then the red curbs, they don't like them. These cars don't like them. You give yourself front end damage too if you hit the right one coming into the uphill section. You'll see people avoid that like the plague. But they're doing pretty good now. It's lap 6 of 30, 25 to go, and Ruben Phelps, as he makes his way through first corner and right, he's not too far behind him.
Yeah, we see Shannon Wright at the moment, currently in P10, just hunting down Billy Hickey there in P9, Jake Skilton P8, Joshy Mickelmore just in front of them in P7. But the guys at the front have checked out at the moment. But tyre wear may be an issue with these. I know that, no one's really done a 30-lap race in the MX5s. Like, we don't really know what's going to happen and how that car's going to handle. So I don't think it's over and done with. As we see Billy Hickey, I believe, just trying to make.
Who's that?
Oh no! Shannon Wright's gone around, but Billy Hickey, there was no move to be made there through the tightest part of the track. As we go to the instant replay, Peter, take the viewers through this.
Have a look at the airtime he gets through that first bit. He knew. Oh no, that's where he knew he effed up. So I had to bleep that as Oh, look at the commitment. All 4 wheels off. Yeah, he can't hold it. He is going off track. He's going to turn it around.
What he did great there, Peter, is a great job to keep it off the wall, so that keeps his car clean. But we'll go back to the front at the moment and we'll see what's happening at the front. And we might actually bring Ruben up into the broadcast booth. We haven't told Ruben yet. And the reason why I'm doing that, Phelpsy's now gone up into second. He's made the move on Tristan up into second. Sammy K is a master of road and he has gone. So I might bring Ruben up. I haven't talked to him about bringing him up, but I'm sure with him being my teammate and other stuff that he'll be more than welcome to have a chat to us. So, Peter, you take the reins at the moment, and I'll have a chat to Ruben and see if he's happy to come up and have a chat.
Yeah, no worries, Aiden. Ruben Phelps, we're riding on board with him now, and the awesome the camera shots from our EP, Paul Jackson. But yeah, he's a good competitor. He's quick. He's going to talk us through a lap. Hopefully, he's out in clean air. There's a battle happening behind him. I think that is Kosh and Marwood, and it is. Caught it straight up. Look at that. And as they make their way around through the trees, they will appear soon up through the uphill chicane section. I absolutely love that section. Oh, look at this. So, is that the Joker lap? If he did go straight there, he will get a massive slowdown. Let's go have a look. I think where Tristan Koch riding on board comes down, couldn't get it stopped. Oh, he did get it stopped. Oh, he clipped that curb. Yeah, he couldn't get it turned. So he would have got a slowdown for that, but that's probably the safer option than crashing into someone and ending someone's race.
Yeah, exactly right there, Peter. And ladies and gentlemen, we do have the man of the moment that we did speak about in second place, Ruben Phelps, up here in the box. Ruben, have you got a copy?
How's it going, Nathan?
Yeah, good, mate. Good start. Up into P2. Sammy K's got the jump on everyone at the moment. Terry's doing a great job in third behind you. How you feeling in this race? We're only about 9 laps into 30. We haven't really done a 30-lap race in an MX5 to see what the long run's going to be. I know that fuel's not going to be an issue. How you feeling behind the car, mate?
Comfortable. It's just following the line. I'm more comfortable and just seeing what happens, but happy about. Had a good start off the line. Of course, I got a bit slowed up from a car that was a bit slower off, so I didn't really get a chance to get Sam there. But other than that, being pretty consistent, so I'm just happy to be about second and just run my own pace at the moment.
Yeah, you're doing a great job, mate. And Jason Martin, he joined late and had a really terrible start. I don't know what's happened with Jason at the moment. So do you have any idea what happened there from a driver's perspective of what's happening in the chat?
All I saw is someone did not take off from pole position there, and that's all I know.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Well, Pete, I'll let you have a quick chat to Ruben before we let him get back into his racing for the final 20 laps. We don't want to interrupt him too much, Peter, so all yours, mate.
Yeah, I'll make it quick, Ruben. How good are these cars around here, mate? How are you enjoying it? It's a bit of fun, eh?
Oh, yeah, I love this racetrack and this car. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the car, but it's always fun around this track, which I seem to have a lot more knowledge around this track of any of the other road courses in the Sims. So I'm pretty comfortable right now. Of course, it's just concentration is the hardest thing I've got, but at the moment I'm happy. So I'm just cruising around, and if I can get a podium at the end.
That's everyone's dream, mate, isn't it? But let your hair down on a Friday night for the switch up series. Look at Aiden does a good job, and so does PJ and everything, but you do a good job as well, mate. Just relax and it'll all come.
Well, definitely I'm relaxed as ever right now, so I'm good.
Good. You don't need to put the old exclamation marks into that, but Ruben, thank you for allowing us to jump on board, mate. My teammate and other things, mate. So thank you for doing that. You said about concentration, so we'll let you do that, and hopefully we will be speaking to you at the end in the top 3, mate. So we'll jump you back up there and have a good race for the next 20-odd laps, mate.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you. There we go, Peter. Ruben Phelps in P2. That's what's great about this series. These guys make themselves available to jump up and have a chat while they're live racing. Like what people usually do that. To be able to drive these cars or drive any car and to be able to talk at the same time, that's amazing.
Yeah, well, some people can do it and some people can't. I can do it. Well, you know, we're paid to do it. We're paid to commentate, so we know we can talk, but others can't talk and drive. Oh, look at this, Micklemore, a little bit loose in that Pennzoil. MX5, he grabs a bit of, he's a good driver there. Actually, I thought that was going to be a little bit worse for wear as he makes his way to the chicane, but I've even lost my train of thought, but...
That's all right. We're on. I'll take over here for you, Pete. That's all right. We're on board now with Josh Micklemore, who's having a solid run in 9th. Current leader of the championship. He just needs to have a solid run tonight, which I think is what he's trying to do. Not showing a lot of pace at the moment in 9th. Neil, who had an incident earlier, is still showing P10, but Sammy K showing clean set of heels. Phelpsy, who we just spoke to live here on the Indersim Esports Network in P2. Terry Marwood's doing a great job up there in P3 as well. Robbie Fletcher, who is usually really good at dirt's doing a great job at road at the moment in P5. Normie Clark, who's P4 in the championship at the moment, is in P6. With Billy Hickey, who commentated the other week with me in P7. Billy's doing a great job, so we might have to have a chat with old Billy from New Zealand. Not sure whether he'll like us bringing him up, but we might have to, because Friday night switch-up series is a bit of fun, and as though these guys take it serious, but I'm sure Billy loves a chat. He's a real estate agent, so he loves a chat. So I'm sure we'll be able to bring him up at some point, as he just nearly launched the car into Mars at the moment, going through the final corner. Peter?
There's definitely there's nothing left out there in terms of commitments through them S's. You're seeing lots of good footage of cars up on two wheels, and it's great to see. But yeah, we should get Billy up in here. He done a stellar job, mate. Previous TV presenter, I believe. But we watch him in an MX5 right around Lime Rock. He's doing a good job. He's not leaving much out there, that's for sure. He's doing a good job. He's in 7th.
Yeah, definitely. And funny you say that, because I've just brought Billy up here unannounced. And Billy, I'm sorry if I've done that, and I'm going to lose your concentration. So please don't do that. Concentrate on what you're doing, because you're doing a stellar job, mate. But Aidan and Peter here from the broadcast booth, mate, doing a great job up there in P7. We've done a bit of commentary together before, and from New Zealand, mate, first time in the series, having a run. How's your night going so far?
Yeah, not too shabby. Qualifying was pretty average. I got out there and well, tried to set a couple of laps, and these things on cold tyres can be quite difficult. So yeah, obviously didn't get a lap done, but yeah, to come from the back and fight hard through to get into the top 10, you know, almost into the top 5 is pretty bloody good.
Yeah, mate, you're doing a stellar job. Absolute stellar
Appreciate
job. It was funny. We had a bit of a chat before the broadcast and before the race, and we were all paying out on each other and having a bit of fun. And, mate, well, you just made a mistake. I'm sure I'm going to have to let you go. So we'll chat about that later. But thank you for making yourself available. Hopefully we didn't create a little bit of an incident there. But
I've just got to work harder now.
Nah, you're right, mate. We'll let you go and concentrate. And but you're doing a great job. Go and get that spot back.
Beauty. Cheers, guys.
No worries. Take care.
How good was that, mate? How good was that as he lost that position? But you heard it. He's going to go get it back. And he's in the draft as he goes down to turn 1. And lots of different lines. And trail braking, I think most people will be using through that turn 1, Aiden, because I think, use a little bit.
Yeah, I to be honest, Pete, I haven't liked it since the upgrade, since they've gone to paddle shift. I love the heel and toe and the manual stuff. But through that corner, it's to me, I treat 1 and 2, well, as much as it's one corner, I believe, like I treat it as very shallow into 1 and then try and really narrow that apex into 2 to be able to get it as wide as possible into 3 to be able to get the big run out of 4 and then down into the chicanes. So, but we all drive it differently, as we see Sam there doing exactly what I said, narrow, and then come out and get the big run down. So everyone does it differently, but exactly what Sam does is what I do usually. So we'll see. But this is a very technical part of the track, because if you take any of those curbs, as we saw earlier with the drivers, you're going to end up in the wall.
Yeah, definitely. And I think hopefully we didn't I'm not going to leave it too late, but hopefully PJ's onto it. As Sammy K comes onto the line, crosses the line to start a new lap. I think we should go for a lap with Sammy K, because we're just describing the lap. But hey, PJ, let's go for a lap with Sammy K around Lime Rock.
Yeah, let's do that. Turn up the noise, ladies and gentlemen. And here's a lap of Lime Rock with Sammy K in the MX5. We made it.
good was that? How good was that around Lime Rock with Sammy K? He is doing a good job. He's leading the field by 11.5 seconds. Hadn't put a foot wrong from practice qualifying. He felt it a little out of place last week when we went to dirt, but he had fun nonetheless, and that's what we're all about here, Aiden, at the Switch Up series and Friday night. Oh, look at that, the view. I was looking at my screen, not what you seen, but it was good nonetheless. But good series, Aiden, and it's a lot of fun, and that was an awesome lap with Sammy K.
Yeah, Sammy K doing a great job there in the first position at the moment. He's just shown a clean set of heels to all the competitors at the moment. Ruben Phelps still doing a great job there in P2. Terry Marwood's having a sensational race up there in P3. It's going to be great for his championship. As we've mentioned before during this broadcast, it is double points, so it is definitely going to switch up, as we call it, the switch up series, pardon the pun. Norman Clark up there in P4, Tristan Koch in P5, Robbie Fletcher P6, Billy Hickey, who we were on board with before, P7, Josh Mickamore circulating in P8. So really interesting to see how these points switch up when we try and tally them at the end of this race, because if it does go status quo with 10 laps to go, the points are definitely going to be different to what we saw coming into this round.
Yeah, definitely. You got a few well-known names down the list of Nankervis and Barry Neal and Haycock. And then you've got a few names that we all know up the front of Sammy Katakouzanos, Phelps, Marwood, Clark. They're all well-known. They've always been up there as we ride on board with Fletcher. And there's another name. Oh, he hits a bit of a curb going up there. But they're having fun, these guys. They're spreading out. 10 laps to go.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit of status quo at the moment. The guys are just settling down. As I say that, there's a car in the background just getting a little bit loose, but it is a long race. It doesn't seem like a long race, but we are 21 minutes into the race at the moment, so it's about a 35-minute race. The concentration levels, as Billy and Ruben have previously mentioned, are definitely a big thing around here. Interesting to see at the end of this race how the guys say how the car goes over such a long period of time. So this car is generally a rookie car with the official stuff with the like rookie official. So you don't really get a long run.
Oh, Billy Hickey, big moment. Sorry to cut you off. If we can try and get a replay later on Billy Hickey. Sorry, Aiden. Up right through the uphill S's. Just collects a little bit of the curb. Where is it? Behind the trees. Oh, look at this. And then it's probably not as bad as I first thought. There he goes again. Oh, big lose by Billy Hickey. Probably not worth the cutoff there, Aiden, but definitely a mistake that he can look back on, and, well, we covered it.
No, definitely, mate. You're more than welcome to go back to that. But unfortunate there for Billy Hickey. But as I said, this is usually a rookie class car as you come into iRacing, but there's generally not, when you do official races, anything of the length of a 30-lap race or a 30 to 35-minute race. So these cars, how they handle going on in a long run, and we might have just seen that there with Billy Hickey. To see what they're doing, but Sam Katakouzanos, as we see at the front, is just showing a clean set of heels, as he does every time he races road. He is a weapon. Ruben Phelps doing a great job in P2. Terry Marwood, again, I can't say anything better than amazing job from him. He's showed up every week for the IndySim Esports Network Switch Up Series, and this is definitely going to help his championship points. And also Norman Clark. Norman Clark in P4 is also P4 in the championships. This is going to help him as well. So, mate, excited. We're about to get excited with 7 to go here in round 11 in Sim Esports Network Switch Up Series. Peter, thank you for joining me again, and let's get ready to boogie for the last 7 laps.
Yep. Hopefully they all squeeze up. We haven't seen a safety car as of yet, as Sammy K's just proved he wants it more than anyone. His leg that is off. Reuben Phelps, Marwood, Clark, Fletcher. That's your top five as we ride on board with the leader Sammy K, as he's just cruising around the corners. It's a Sunday drive for him. He's got the roof down, and there's no one in his mirrors, so he's having a good Friday night.
Yeah, he's probably got his picnic in the back there behind the roll cage, ready for Saturday morning with his missus, just to go out and have a couple of wines and crackers and cheese. He's just cruising around. He's looking for the good spot tomorrow morning when he has to hook up that hauler and find somewhere to have a morning breakfast. So he's doing a great job there in the 968, I believe, car. Or anyway, yeah, doing a great job there at the front. So hopefully his cheese and crackers don't fall out, though. Otherwise, they'll go hungry.
I'm sure if it comes to it, he won't mind if they do. But what do we got? 6 laps to go, and no one's threatening him. He's 13.8 seconds. It's his race to lose. His race the almost perfect or perfect race. Well, we could say it's perfect. You know, driver, he'd probably say it's not perfect, but he's done his team well, and he's looks like he's going to win this race. He's going to take it out. We've got 5 to go.
Yeah, definitely, Peter. I'll let you take on the next lap or so. I just need to move away for a second. Just if you can just cover the next lap, that'd be great. As we see Josh Micklemore making a move up the inside there. But Peter, that's really, I need to move away, but I can't. But Peter, I'll let you just take the next lap and I'll be back in 1 second.
Yep, it's all good. As we just see a little bit of a mistake there. We're riding on board with Micklemore. He's in the Pennzoil car, and 2 back from Micklemore is Tristan Koch, and he was the person, I think, if he's not out of order, and he's not, he's the person that just made that error. I could be wrong with that. We may even be able to get a replay if anything come up, but we're still riding on board with Micklemore, and he's got Skilton behind him. Let's have a look. Well, it may not be in this shot, but we'll ride on board with this anyway. This is Tristan Koch. This is the move that we've seen down the inside. I think he loses 2 positions off that one. I think the error's coming up pretty soon around the left-hander. Yeah, I think that's that one. It was he lost 2 positions off that move as well, so he's dropped back as we ride on board, and this is Micklemore and Skilton.
And sorry there, Peter, I'm back on board, and as you said, Micklemore and Skilton. Micklemore's done a great job there, pulling his car back up in P6, who was really down in the boondocks early in this race.
Yeah, he was. He's clawed back. He's clawed back very well. I'm still curious to know what happened to that car behind of Tristan Koch, because he was in that battle and he's fallen back probably a good 10, 20 car lengths. But that battle with Micklemore, and that's going on as we ride on board with Rob Fletcher now, and that's what's happening behind him. He is sitting in 5th position, and with 4 to go. They're running very smooth.
Yeah, all the drivers are doing a great job tonight with the long run on these MX5s. They're doing a great job. There's been next to no incidents. There's been a couple of little incidents in individual stuff, but it's been great driving, and a lot of respect by all the drivers around here. So, and it's been great to call. And again, thank you, Peter, for joining me in the box. And hopefully we do a lot more of this moving into other seasons. And I'll give you a chance here on the InterSim Esports Network to give a little bit of shout out, because I know that you do a lot of your own broadcasting in your own broadcasting network. So now's your time, mate, to have a little bit of a shout out to your own broadcasting and what you do, and let the viewers go and jump on that and socials to watch what you do. And hopefully I'll jump in there and help you on occasion as well.
Yeah, thanks, mate. As we ride on board with this battle, Norman Clark and co. Yeah, every Sundays at about 7 p.m. You can catch me live with that awesome league. We're in hiatus just a little bit between seasons at the moment. Season 2 was awesome. Season 3 is kicking off. We've got some numbers. It's going to be a cracker of a season to call. That's the Force Racing League. If you want to join in, that's the V8s, and also the Porsche Cup on Thursday nights. But if you just want to sit back and watch, it'll be all live on the LR Esports Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch networks. Give it a like and a share, and give us some feedback as well. But Aiden's supportive, and I'm supportive as what he's doing as well, and we're riding on board with Sammy K, and this is what we do between networks, Aiden, is share the love, and thanks for the bit of air time, and we ride on board with Sammy K. He's doing a good job now. He leads the field by 16 seconds.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do, Peter. We all support each other. We are a iRacing community, and that's the way I like to look at it. It's not about who does what. It's about supporting each other and making each other better. So more than welcome to give you a chance to shout out the LR Esports there, mate. Looking forward to working with you more. Great for you to be on the IndySim Esports Network and having your voice across there. Love it every Friday night as we're about to go into the final lap of round 11 of the IndySim Esports Network Switch-Up Series right here on the IndySim Esports Network. Peter, you can take it away for the final lap, mate.
Yeah, well, Sammy K has been flawless throughout this round of the Switch-Up Series. He's flooring them. He's 16.6, so he has dropped back a bit, but he knows the white flags are out. The race is his to lose. He could have been out, commentators curse a little bit and probably give us a bit of entertainment, but Sammy K, as he's just about coming to finish the lap, he's not going to do that. He's going to finish and be crowned the winner of this round. But it's been awesome to watch. MX5's at Lime Rock. Sammy K, champion, winner of the race.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Peter, for taking them through the last laps. Sammy K, the third time he's won the IndySim Esports Network Switch-Up Series. We've got Phelpsy there in second, fourth. Sorry, I just hear on my ear. Win in the IndySim Esports Network Switch-Up Series. We've got Ruben Phelps there finishing in P2. Terry Marwood in P3. What a race, Peter.
Yeah, well, MX5's at Lime Rock. It doesn't matter. You put them together, you're going to get a good race. And it was a little bit longer, as we mentioned throughout the broadcast, as we're used to with when these cars come to this track. It's generally in the advanced MX5s, which is, I think, B class. And C class, sorry, and the rookies. So it's a bit different. The competition here tonight was pretty good. The lap times were consistent, and very few incidents, I may add. It was clean driving, and it's pretty good. I think every night. I don't think racecraft is an issue here, mate, because we got the same guys up the top, and it was a good night.
Yeah, definitely was. Definitely was. And as we're just about to see Sammy K, is he going to send a bit of love, bit of a burnout? No, he's going into pit lane at the moment.
Oh, you want a burnout? Okay, I'll give you a burnout.
Oh, we're going to see Sammy K do a little bit of a burnout now to celebrate his fourth win in the IndySim Esports.
Set in with his new first gear ratio.
We'll see how he goes. Sammy's live in the chat at the moment, so you can hear what he's saying. So let's let Sammy send it.
Do it on the grass, mate. There we go.
There we
Congrats, go. Sam. Well deserved, bro. Well deserved.
Thanks, guys. I screwed up my quali. Started in 7th, and I was so lucky with that start. I don't know what happened exactly, but I got to first by the end of the lap. I don't know how.
Yeah, mate, we said that in quali. We'll come back to you in a second after we let you just celebrate your win. But we had the first three is Sam Katakazinas, and I probably got that wrong again, as I do every week. Ruben
you
Phelps
got it right.
Ruben Phelps in second, Terry Marwood in third. Great job by Terry. He's not up here in the box at the moment. We'll keep an eye out for him. Norman Clark finishing in P4. Josh Micklemore with a nice solid result, consolidating his lead at the moment. Interesting to see what's going to happen with these double points in P5, but definitely going to help Sam. P6, Rob Fletcher. P7, Jake Skilton. P8 is Tristan Koch. P9 is Billy Hickey. P10, Phil Connor. P11, Shannon Blackburn. In P12, Jamie Nankervis. P13, Barry Neal with that unfortunate incident earlier. P14, Sean King. P15, Shannon Wright. P16, Semi Haycock, who took us on a lap around Lime Rock Park earlier. In P16, P17, Jason Martin, who really struggled to get off the line there, 10 laps down, and that's the end of the field. So we don't currently have Terry Marwood up in the booth at the moment. I'm looking for him to have a chat, but we don't have him in the booth, so we'll just move straight on to P2 for the next round of the InSim Esports Network Switch Up Series. Ruben Phelps, mate, great drive. Thank you for allowing us to get on mid-race. Nice solid result there in the next round of the InSim Esports Network Switch Up Series.
Yeah, no, it's actually a pretty good race. I wasn't expecting it to be so clean, especially after, obviously, with the whole Jason situation there. That kind of was the scary part. But other than that, all the back markers did the right thing and moved over when they needed to. And no, it was a fairly clean race. I did do a clean race, but I decided to try and do a drifty on lap 2 after the finish line, and I think I ended up spinning and cost myself 2 incidents before everybody finished and passed the line. So, but other than that, it was a pretty clean race.
Yeah, mate, you did a great job, and thank you again for allowing us to jump on board with you. But P2, you had a pretty clean race. Sam didn't really have a good qualifying, and I said in the broadcast, and Sam, you can go back and watch it, I was really surprised. I'm like, how'd you get there? But P2, did you think you had anything for Sam? He showed a clean set of heels tonight. He does usually on road stuff. He's great. So yeah, where'd the time go? Like, did you think you had anything for Sam at any stage, or you were just trying to consolidate P2?
Yeah, I definitely knew there was no match for Sam in this race. As soon as I saw that practice time up there, I was like, nah, there's no way. Everybody else is fairly equal, and then Sam got that 1 minute 0.5, and I was like, nah, there's no way keeping up there. So I wasn't even expecting even to get a podium in this. I was maybe a top 6 would have probably been me, but I was a bit more stronger than I was expecting. So I'm happy with P2, no doubt.
Yeah, well, great job, mate. Peter, I'll hand it over to you. Have a chat with Ruben. Anything you want to ask Ruben before we let him go, and then I'll hand over and do all the usual sponsor stuff.
Yeah, Ruben, mate, it was a good race. It was a good race from all years, actually. To be honest, another good round. We say the same things every week. It's a good race from you guys every round, mate. But I think, in my opinion, that this is the funnest and car and track selection. What was it like with the field tonight, mate? Was it a lot of fun? Because that's exactly what we want to do here.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely fun. I mean, you've got the Micklemores, the Jason Martins in this race, and you know they're always going to be out the front no matter what they drive. So, of course, getting a podium with those guys in the field, I mean, you can't go wrong there. But other than that, the car for sure is a great match for this track, and has always been. It's one of those fast-flowing tracks, and when you've got I don't know if a faster car would feel any good around here, but for this car and track combination, it's just the funnest thing you can do.
It is, mate. I second that, but congratulations for your second. I'll hand over to Aiden, mate. Yeah, that was a great race.
Yeah, well done, Ruben. Great job there on a P2, mate. Before we let you go, any sponsors and everything you want to shout out to before we let you go? I know it's really late over there in NZ, so thanks for joining and getting your time here on the InSim Esports Network Switch Up Series. So anyone you want to shout out to before we let you go, mate?
Well, I may not have the paint scheme all rocking the team colours, but here I've put Cranky Sport for being a part of it, and you as my teammate, even though you're on the mic tonight. So you got to thank that, and of course, Mum would have probably been watching. So hi, Mum, as usual, and of course you guys for doing the broadcast. Where even if you're doing it on your own merit, it's always good to watch back. So thank you.
No worries, mate. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ruben Phelps, P2 here on round 11 of the Insim Esports Network Switch-Up Series. And Peter, we just might need to switch it up a little bit. As we do switch it up, before we get to Sam, who has taken all the spoils, I do have Jason Martin and Josh Mickelmore up here in the box, and I'm sure they've got a copy. But we'll just move to Jason quickly. Jace, you got a copy, mate?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, mate. Difficult night tonight. Put it off pole. Just explain to the viewers what happened off the start there.
Sounds like you got pulled up to the principal's office.
Still have no idea what happened. I'm sitting there and waiting to take off, and I put it in first gear, and nothing's happened. And then I've slowed down and tried again to put it in first, and then tried to put it in second, and the car's just not launching.
Yeah, really unfortunate, mate. I had a similar issue with connection issues last night for iRacing, but yeah, unfortunate for you, mate, because you joined really late and got the pole, so you definitely were going to be up there at some stage. But great to see you keep running around there here at the Insim Esports Network Switch-Up Series and not disconnecting. So we do appreciate you coming around and keep going around, mate. So you're coming off a great result last night for the Mitch Motorsport guys in the NSCAR series. So you would have been full of beans, ready to go tonight. So yeah, sorry to see you do that tonight.
Yeah, I was looking forward to this race. I loved racing this car, and I was looking forward to show that I can also turn right a bit.
Yeah, well, the funny you say that when we watch the other broadcasts on NSCAR and different things. Mitch Motorsports always have the joke and go, "We're not usually used to turning right. We know how to turn left. If it's got more than 4 corners, we don't know what to do." But we know that you just joke about that, and you're great drivers. So unfortunate race tonight, mate. But we just thought we'd bring you up in the box because you were super quick, and we'll let you have a shout out to your sponsors, mate, even though you didn't have a sensational night. But shout out to your sponsors and a big thank you for joining the series for the round 11.
First of all, if anyone knows why my car wouldn't launch, can you let me know? Because I've got no idea what happened.
Yeah, you got to get off the brake, mate.
I'm pretty sure I tried that. Thanks, BK Designs, and of course the boys at Mitch Motorsports.
I'll tell you later.
No worries, Jason, but thank you for joining tonight. And unfortunate, but with the double points, it'll still be good for your championship, considering the guys above you that didn't join tonight. So great job. But we'll quickly move on to Joshy Mickelmore before we get the winner, Sam, up into the booth. Josh, mate, I'd say tough night, but probably not a tough night. You weren't really there early, but you just kept circulating and had a good result there in P6. So coming into this round, you were leading the championship. We've done the drop rounds. It's double points moving into the final 2 rounds. Nice, solid result, mate.
Yeah, I haven't drove this car for 6 years. So it took me half the race to get used to the car. I was sitting around 9th or something, 9th and 10th, and then I don't know, something just clicked and I started moving through the field. So I guess I just started getting used to it. But yeah, no, this is a really, really fun car to drive. I'm going to have to drive this car a little bit more often.
Yeah, it definitely is. I said to you pre-race, sorry, I didn't like it when they made it come paddle shift as opposed to H-pattern. You can do the heel and toe and stuff. I've gone a lot slower myself, so I can understand the struggles of what's happened. But very clean racing all in all. You come into the round with a good position in the championship, P1. We've gone into double points rounds. Skurlock didn't join tonight. Ed Foster's not going to be joining moving forward by the looks of it. It looks like you might have this one sewed up, but in saying that, Sammy K, he keeps keeping you honest with these double points as we go into the final round, which will be road again. anything can happen.
Yeah, are we at a dirt track next week?
We were going to do dirt track. We're going to announce that. We were going to do dirt track at Chili Bowl, but yeah, not sure with that. Funny you asked that question, but we'll talk about that outside of the broadcast. We might actually put a poll on the InterSim Esports Facebook page on what people want to do. We want to make it fair for everyone. So the only thing we were concerned about with Chili Bowl was cars, short track, cautions, especially when you're doing double points and you can't drop it. But we're always open to advice. It's our first league, and we'll see how we go. But mate, great drive tonight, and feel free to give us some advice here on the interview.
No, that's cool, man. Yeah, just let us know anyway. But yeah, it's sort of good to try and get a top 5 anyway tonight. Yeah, Sam's obviously not too far down the order as well. So, and if it is a road course next week, Sam's definitely going to be hard to beat. So we'll have to, if it is a road course next week, we'll have to make sure we do half decent to secure it.
I think we need to spill the beans now, Aiden, on what we were working on.
Yeah, well, so Paul and I have been speaking in the background, Josh. So what we're thinking, so everyone had a concern about Chili Bowl, right? So we know how tight it is, and in the midgets and all that type of stuff, and being a championship. So what we are thinking of doing, or what we have decided to do for the final round, is we are going to run the TCR cars at Phillip Island.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right here.
Just to make it a little bit cleaner, a chance, like for someone like yourself at the front, we don't want you caught up in a wreck or something and then everything gone. So I don't think Chili Bowl and the midgets, with different skill levels, people doing different things here on the Switch Up series, we didn't think that that would be good. I know that we're probably changing a little bit away from what we did do at the start of the series and what we were broadcasting. So but that's what we're thinking moving forward. But like I did say, we will put a poll out there on the InterSim Facebook tomorrow morning, and you drivers decide what you want to drive, because you guys are what make the series.
No, that's killer. Sounds good.
No worries, Josh. Well, Peter, before we let Josh go, anything you want to have a say to Josh or chat to Josh about his race tonight?
Yeah, Josh, mate, it was good to hear that you're going to get back into the MX5 more often, because they are the funnest car in the service, in my opinion. But Aiden pretty much covered it all, mate. But another pretty good race here tonight. The luck didn't go your way 100%, but it was a good, fun race to watch, and another good round, I think.
Yeah, don't know if we got a copy there, Josh. You still got a copy?
Yeah, you got me now.
Yeah, mate. We'll let you go, but before we let you go, mate, great drive. Shout out the sponsors before we move on to Sam.
Yes, BK Designs, Mitch Motorsport Boys, Baxter, Dad and Mum and Dad watching and supporting, and you guys are InterSim Esports Network for putting on a killer series.
No worries, mate. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you on Monday night in the trucks. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Mickelmore from Mitch Motorsports and Jason Martin from Mitch Motorsports. Thank you, those guys, for joining the series. We really appreciate you being a part of it. But now's the time to move to the winner, Sam Katakouzanos, Big Sammy K. Have you got a copy?
Please. Yeah, I'm here.
First of all, Sam, before we go into the interview, I do need to say my condolences on Pepsi, mate. I really, that it's a hard time for the family. So know what that feels like. So my condolences, and great drive tonight.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Pepsi's our family cat who passed away yesterday, and he's been with us. He's been with us for near 13 years, and he developed a cancer in his left foot, and started a limp, and we were taking him to the vet, and the vets shared with us the not so great news about how bad it is, and so we had to say goodbye to him. So yeah,
Yeah, very, very sorry to hear, Sam. So from everyone here on the InterSim Esports Network and everyone through the iRacing community, we do share out our love to you and your family at the moment. I know it's hard to lose a loved one, especially someone that's part of your family for so long. So
Exactly. Just like out of the family. So, yeah, thanks for doing that, guys. I appreciate that.
No worries, mate. But now we'll move back to what's happened tonight, mate. What's the secret method for you on road course? Because, mate, you're untouchable. Every time you come to the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up Series on a road, you're just gone.
It didn't used to be like that, but over the years, I've slowly been upgrading my equipment and whatnot. And I think for me, getting better consistency is key for me. Started iRacing life with a wicker chair, a little monitor, a controller, and then moved on to a Driving Force GT wheel, and then onto a direct drive wheel. And after getting a direct drive wheel, wicker chair wouldn't handle it anymore. like when the wheel fights you back, yeah, you have to start improving other areas. So I eventually moved on to a track racer TR160 aluminium extrusion rig and the seat, and upgraded the pedals to Fanatec CSL Elites with a load cell. And the piece de resistance was, I've mentioned it before, but yeah, going to Clark Rubber and buying foam and cutting it to shape and squeezing it in between me so I've got no slack, no wiggle when I'm driving, because I've got a back problem and nerve problems, and endurance races and long distance races, I get sore real quick and my muscles get really weak. So shoring myself up in the seat is part of it, and just improving the whole kit and caboodle, the wheels, the pedals, the seats, the ergonomics, really.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
Definitely, Sam. You hit nail on the head there, and you actually make me feel better about myself. I've only been doing iRacing for 12 months, and for seeing guys like yourself that's taken years to get to what you're doing and everything, it's great. And you did mention the word consistency, and what I've learned lately, consistency is definitely the key. So you're doing a great job there, mate, and getting a P1 again, the fourth P1 of the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up Series. You're the only driver to go four. There's no one to go back to back. So, mate, if you would have joined the other couple of rounds,
as long as you keep the track swept clear of dirt, I'm fine.
Yeah, you don't like dirt. You don't like dirt, but
dirt I'm not so great at.
That's all right, mate. That's the switch up. That's the fun part about it, and that's what we did it, because you might have a bad round, and that's what we do about the drop rounds. But Pete, we'll let you have a chat to Sam before we give him a shout out to his sponsors.
Yeah, Sammy, it was another great round, mate. The change of the change of software, or the hardware rather, as showed, mate. It was another stellar round. But MX5's at Lime Rock, your thoughts? It's my favourite, but what are your thoughts?
Well, they're both favourites. I don't have one favourite track, and I don't have one favourite car. But this car and track combo, I can't complain. It's really awesome. I've raced so many times on this track. This new MX5 with the gearing ratio and the sequential gearbox now. Yeah, it's a great car. I do miss not being able to use my my H pattern in this car anymore. That's gone. But yeah, great combo. So I was happy to rock up for tonight and give it a go. Screwed up my quali. I didn't pace myself, and I only got myself one lap in. And these tires, I think the first two laps they're pretty cold, and by the third lap you can start really pushing the car and it will stick. So I only got one lap in, started in seventh, and then wow, the start of the race, the seas parted. I found the gaps and away I went.
And away you
sea-
went,
the
and then
sea-
history. You got first.
The seas parted. That's a great euphemism, if that's a word. But yeah, unfortunate Jason Martin there off the start, not being able to get off the start. So I'd be really interested to see the comments after this race to see actually what people have come up with, why he couldn't get off the start there. So, but Sam, from everyone here, great job for a P1 for the 4th time out of 11 rounds for the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up Series. So before we let you go, mate, and go get some shut-eye, thank you again for joining on a Friday night. But anyone you want to have a shout-out to and thank for tonight's win?
Just the usual crowd. You guys for putting this pretty amazing series together and throwing up the mix. Like I said, I like my road, but if you put dirt on the track, yeah, I'll give it a go. I won't run away, but I just know I'm not. My confidence isn't quite there. But maybe the more I do it, the more I'll improve. Thanks again to my team, Team Bushwink Racing. Great bunch of guys. I really enjoy being a part of their mayhem. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks to all the drivers who participate as well and make this series for what it is. Because if they don't rock up, it's not a race. So thanks everyone who keeps coming back and keeps putting the effort in and having a show.
No worries, Sam. Thank you so much for that, mate, and a great drive here. And well said, actually, with all the other drivers. And I need to second that. Thank you from Paul, myself, Peter, Prue, everyone from the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up Series or InterSim Esports Network in general. To be able to do that. This is our first league, and we're overwhelmed with the amount of drivers that have come in. And jump onto our socials and get ready to see, as we're about to go into the final round of the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up Series. And Peter Gretton, mate, before we close up the broadcast at the moment, what was your favourite part about the tonight, and what's your favourite part about round 12 that you're looking forward to?
Oh, my favourite part about tonight was it was my favourite car track combination, and it didn't disappoint. Semi K done a good job, and all the boys done a good job. So it didn't disappoint. It was a great race around here. It's a great track. And next round, not even too sure where we are, Aiden. I'm pretty sure you'll fill us all in. But it's next week. It's going to be all about the same. It's the switch up. We're probably going to be somewhere totally different, and that's what we do here. And it's going to be another good night, another good week, and I'll be here. That's for sure.
Yeah, can't wait for that, Peter. And what a great night here on the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up Series. So we saw Sam Katakazunos there in P1, Ruben Phelps in P2, and Terry Marwood rounding out the podium in P3. But really quickly, before we round up this broadcast, we need to have a big shout out to our sponsors, TP Graphics, Short Shift Sim Racing Magazine, Voodoo Vinyls and Signs, Vision Simages, Mayhem 4x4 Mechanical, Virtual Motorsport Mentor, and Abruzzi Australia / Sim Shed Broadcasting for all their support that they have in this series. But from myself, Paul, Prue, and Peter joining me here on the commentary box on a Friday night, we bid you adieu, as that is the word, and we are about to wrap up round 11 of the InterSim Esports Network series. So, switch up series. So, everyone joining and looking on the broadcast and joining from around the world, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, jump amongst that. We do thank you a lot, and we look forward to seeing you again next Friday night here on the InterSim Esports Network.